Do you find yourself wanting to create the perfect springtime snack board and wine pairing experience for your next gathering, but you're not sure where to begin? You have come to the right place. That was me years ago. My name is Tiffany, and I am so excited you're here. In this video, we are going to cover how you can create the perfect springtime charcuterie board and wine pairing for your next event using a variety of food options on that charcuterie board. And that's not all. I also have a super simple strategy to help you create the perfect food and wine pairing combo experience for your next gathering, so be sure to stick around until the end. Let's get started. One of the most common things that you find on charcuterie boards are typically a variety of cheeses. So let's dive into some of my personal favorites and common ones that you can find at various grocery stores. Some herbal cheeses are one of the biggest things in spring. When it comes to springtime, I typically think of citrus and herbs to really kick things off. And herbal cheeses are going to pair perfectly with your white wines, such as a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling. Some of my personal favorites of these herbal cheeses are a rosemary olive oil Asiago and a lavender cheddar. Now, these herbal notes are accented by the Sauvignon Blanc, but they can also pair with a red wine as well. So a Cabernet Sauvignon is going to accent these flavors without being too overpowering as well, especially if you're pairing these cheese with some cured meats, which we'll get into in a couple minutes. Another great option for your cheese board is goat cheese, which can come in a variety of flavors as well. For a plain goat cheese, that's going to typically pair best with a Zinfandel. However, your herbal goat cheeses, you'll want to go with the Sauvignon Blanc. You may find yourself with a honeyed goat cheese, which is going to pair better with a sweeter wine, such as a Pinot Noir or a Zinfandel. I also recently came across a truffled goat cheese variety, which pairs perfectly with a Pinot Noir or a Chardonnay. Truly, the sky is the limit when it comes to these cheeses. Brie is another common one that you will find on a charcuterie board, since it's softer and is a blank canvas to really complement everything else on your charcuterie board. One way to give it a fun little twist is to bake it in the oven or air fryer while it's drizzled with a raspberry habanero sauce or a pineapple rum sauce by Pampered Chef. These sauces are delicious with your baked brie, and they will pair perfectly with crackers or a Frontenac or Marquette red wine. And if you are curious about how you can get one of those sauces in your kitchen, definitely check out my website in the description below. They are delicious. You will not be disappointed. Another common cheese that I like to put on my charcuterie boards is an espresso cheese. So this is a harder cheese that is infused with those coffee flavors. It's an excellent dessert option, as well as a chocolate cheese that you can find at some local delis. These chocolate coffee variations pair perfectly with your strong, bold red wines, such as a Cabernet Sauvignon, a Syrah, a Malbec, or a Pinot Noir. And of course, we can't forget about everyone's favorite cheddar sharp cheese. Now, whether you find yourself with a plain sharp cheddar or it's flavored with some garlic or Cajun, there are several wine options for you to pair with those sharp cheeses. Now, a garlic cheddar is going to do best with a Zinfandel or a Cabernet Sauvignon, as well as the Cajun cheddar. But with the Cajun, sweet likes heat, so you can also pair that Cajun cheddar with a sweeter Riesling as well for a nice white wine option. So before we dive into the cured meats, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite thing to put on a charcuterie board? Leave it in the comments below. I look forward to reading those and offering my expertise with some additional wine pairing options based on your choices. When it comes to cured meats, there are several options that you may find yourself choosing between. I typically go with prosciutto, salami, and sopressata. These cured meats can truly pair with a variety of wines. Some of my go-tos are a Riesling or a Pinot Noir. These are going to complement the cured factor of those meats and really balance out the other cheeses that you are serving with those varieties. And another fun thing, if you're feeling creative, is you can construct your own flours out of your cured meats. So with the salami is going to be the easiest one to work with. You're going to take those salami slices and layer them around a wine glass. And once you have them nicely layered, simply tip that wine glass over onto your board, gently lift up, and you have yourself a beautiful salami flour. Now you may need to reposition them slightly once you pull that wine glass out, but how fun is that? It's a great way to add some fun spring creativity to your spring board, and they are so much fun to make. So with some cured meats, you can also find various flavored options at your local deli. You may find some with some freshly cracked pepper or infused with garlic, some cheeses. When it comes to those seasonings, you want to pay attention to those to make sure that you are choosing the right wine to go along with those. Now, as I said, the most common for cured meats are going to be a Riesling or a Pinot Noir. But if you have yourself with some cracked pepper salami, a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Merlot would also pair well with that cracked black pepper. With a garlic or herbal variety, a Riesling, a Sauvignon Blanc, or a Chardonnay is going to be your best options for those. Now, before we jump into some additional options to well-round your charcuterie board, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week and I would hate for you to miss out on the next one. So when it comes to charcuterie boards, the possibilities are truly endless when it comes to what to put on them and what theme to choose. Meat and cheese are the most common items to have on that charcuterie board, but there are several other options that you can add in as well. Some of my go-tos are fresh fruit, depending on what's in season, some raw nuts, honey, dips, spreads, crackers, and pretzels. Simply pick out a theme and just run with it. So great options for spring would be those citrus and herbal cheeses, some cured meats, and then seasonal fresh berries. Strawberries are perfect for the springtime. You can grab yourself a bag of mixed nuts to have that salty factor to cancel out some of the sweetness. Some people also like to do deviled eggs on their charcuterie board. This is great for that savory aspect to, again, balance out some of the sweetness from your berries and your cheese. With crackers, you'll want to look and see what cheeses you have and pick out a cracker that's going to balance well with that. Plain crackers are always going to be your best option, but if you find yourself with the rosemary olive oil Asiago cheese, you can get some rosemary olive oil crackers to pair with that and accent those nice herbal flavors as well. Some dips and spreads that you can include would be homemade dips. I like to do a French onion dip using the French onion seasoning from Pampered Chef. Simply to combine half a cup of mayo and then half a cup of either sour cream or Greek yogurt with a teaspoon and a half of that seasoning, and you have got yourself a nice dip that also doubles as a vegetable dip. So you can also add some veggies in. Carrot sticks and celery sticks are great for your charcuterie board. When it comes to themes, the possibilities are endless. So we've covered spring in general. Maybe you want to have a fun little twist to pair with a movie night or a holiday. The possibilities are endless. Choose your theme and then pick out 2 to 3 cheeses, 1 or 2 cured meats, some fresh berries, nuts, veggies, crackers, and you have got yourself the perfect spread for your next gathering. So let's keep this momentum going to help you create your perfect pairing for your next event with these helpful tips. The wine should be more acidic than the food and should be sweeter than the food. Typically, your white wines are going to be more acidic and sweeter than your red wines. When it comes to meats, red wine pairs best with your bold red meats such as steaks and burgers, whereas white wines pair best with your white meats such as poultry and fish. When it comes to pasta, red wines pair best with your tomato-based red sauces, and white wines pair best with the Alfredo and cream-based sauces. When looking at the full meal, choose the wine that's going to pair best with everything that's on it or majority of what's on it. So don't just look at the main course or protein that you're choosing. Consider the side dishes, seasonings, and sauces to choose that perfect wine. And if you are ready to get additional tips and tricks, grab my copy of your free food and wine pairing guide in the description below so you can start to wow your friends at your next gathering with the perfect spread.